day, like, we all possess very similar, very similar skill sets at the top. You know, when it comes down to it, everybody knows what paper, rock, and scissors is going to be pulled out at what point. You have an idea. But really knowing that you can do it, no matter how many wins on the PR or how many, power rankings this person is above you, you just disrespecting them and saying that I'm the better fighter.
Yeah.
That this person doesn't prep like me. Like, this person, you might be in your Bugatti, but you're never catching my drive in my V4. That is a different kind of level to bring it to, and it's working out for Illusion. And we're seated live. This kid has definitely increased his standings out here at the knockdowns, getting top 3s.
Wow, and speaking of being at the top of the level, Vin versus Havoc opening up here, and they're off to such an even game. We were seeing some nasty nade play coming out from Havoc. I like that bait and patience from Vin, just kind of waiting for Havoc to dash attack there. And that's a lot of times what Snakes will end up doing is getting a little impatient when they're being pressed at the ledge, just going to dash attack out. It is quite a burst option, but I mean, Vin knows this matchup like the back of his hand, so. Wow. Oh my, the Havoc setups. You see what I mean?
A little bit of math coming mathing.
And that was in the blink of an eye, too. You wouldn't expect Vin to lose his stock the way he did, but, I mean, Havoc just had the setup ready for him.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it as possibly, you don't want to come too close to this grenade as you come off the ledge, but Havoc with a bigger plan in mind. No mines needed, though, just orders and grenades for the time being.
Wow. And Vin put Havoc in a position where he was facing a lot of pressure right there, but Havoc responding beautifully. Also, doing some heavy hits of his own. I like the usage of the tilts from Havoc and an explosive C4 as well. Vin has just been kind of taking hit after hit. Woo! Hold up, hold up. Havoc getting a little antsy right there, trying to scrap his way back, but Vin was just ready for it.
Great stuff here for Ben. Like you said, one of the favorites of the tournament. Taking down one of the best Snakes in the Valley. If there wasn't an MVD here. What an RPG!
Was that an accident or a read?
Scared. Nah, I think he put him into that position. He just knew he was going to do a little bit of shielding, get a little fancy, and that was beautiful mind by Havoc.
Dude, that was quite the option, and that was the correct one. That could have went so wrong if Vin would have just reacted, but it was so unexpected. I mean, Vin still does have this lead, but I mean, if there was anything that Havoc needed to bring him back into this game one here, I believe that was it. The grenade pressure as well coming out. No punish on Vin's roll right there, but I mean, Vin just doing Vin things and playing his corner so well.
That's what you want to see on the Zelda pick. Somebody who's so oppressive from the sides. It's not mine. Giving up center stage and making you come to them. And there is the advance with the soldier. There is the Cypher disengaged to grab the ledge in time. You see that C4 on the platform. Make sure that Ben keeps a mind on it.
Yeah. I really like how Vin has been covering the high recoveries with his up air. But I mean, Havoc seems to be getting a little wise to it. We're evening out the percent so much, and what a C4! That shield is awfully low, but whoa! What a scramble!
Photo finish to end things off there. Havoc having the kill mode engaged, but Ben getting that up B to spike. Who brings that out there?
Vin was so fearless in that option. It's as if he knew from being in that same position so many times in those last hit scenarios that Fior's win is just something that you wouldn't expect. And
yeah,
honestly, that was a trade too. I believe Havoc ended up getting hit by Vin's Fior's win and the C4 as well. So his knockback was just multiplied, but still such a close game.
That was
impressive stuff.
Down to the wire as it possibly could have been. Then the one with the win, though, and getting an opportunity to get a 2-0 in this super, super close experience that we're getting between these two. Bringing us down to the wire once. We'll see if they can do it again here. Back to Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yeah, I guess the further in bracket you go, the more you'll see PS2 be the stage of choice.
The higher on the PR you go, the more you see Pokemon Stadium 2.
Seems like it, right? And we are playing Hot Potato with this C4 right now. It is currently on Vin. You can see that Vin was trying to use the iframes of his Nehru's left to try to you know, negate the hitbox there, but I mean, Havoc just has the proper timing, but then having the proper follow-ups here, down throw to forward air, man. Good reaction from Ben as well, just calling out the rolls.
And now with the big advantage state, sets the night.
Patient
smash, but
what on earth are these C4s? He's just sticking them so calm, cool, and collected, this guy.
Making it look effortless and easy.
Absolutely. Every single time.
That is not the case.
Woo!
Back throw into dash attack.
Clean, smooth with it.
2 grenades were set as well. One to the left, one to the right, and all that, but whoa, what a night.
Yeah. His Snake being a hefty man, though, he is going to survive, but look at all the explosions following Havoc on the way down, making it nearly impossible for Ven to get any type of punish. Havoc able to make his landing so safe. It's so impressive to watch. And again, another sticky. The fact that he gets these off the platforms that way. The patience, okay? A little too patient. I mean, we've seen Ven not respect having, you know, being stuck.
Oh, 161, so this up tilt would be an all, but nice rollout by Ven.
Right off the bat.
Will be now or never moment. And that, speaking of those, that was a big call out by Ven. You're going to do something aggressive here. You're going to be thinking you're in my mind, but there is no mind to be had.
Yeah, and this is one of those moments I was telling you that Ven is just that clutch player. It doesn't matter what kind of deficit he's in, you can never give him an inch. The defensive play coming out. Ooh. Havoc catching Ven on the night, that was quite unsafe.
Unsafe to the point of death. Yeah. And that is going to be an opportunity here for Havoc to really start to run away with this game.
Yeah,
and have an early response.
It's really all up to what kind of extra credits Havoc can get right here, because this is still what I would consider even. Just like that. Like Ven, like it's not surprising to see at this point because Ven just does it so often. He really equalizes games and keeps things so close that you'll always expect last off, last hit scenarios, which I expect this to be just another one of those games.
Going to be explosive end to this one, no doubt, just like we saw in game 1. Down to the wire if you were with us. Going to be very important that none of these neutral exchanges get wasted, and for the time being, it's been a lot of damage starting to get racked up by Havoc. A little bit of his own grenades, but a little bit of abuse that comes out from Ven on the Zelda, just playing the side of the stage so well, baiting out opportunities, and really forcing your hand. That was almost the spike of the night.
Whoa, whoa. We're coming up aggressively with the forward air. What an option. But I mean, like, sometimes you just got to get creative when you're the one being pressured on the ledge here. I'm just going to go ahead and land it. Looks like we're resetting neutral. But Ven, with the Nehru glove, just going to reflect the grenades back. But I love the way Ven plays around these explosions. Havoc slowly starting to close the gap. You see it. He's looking to get whatever percent that he can, but Ven's zone is not to be disrespected right now.
Never take a moment to breathe against Ven. Always calculating how he can get you put into those final situations where you are seeing the blast zone before him, and there's 51% on this Zelda. A lot for a Snake to bite off, but definitely could see Havoc do it. We've seen him take these 50% to 120 quick and end the stock. Nice down air on the shield, getting the last hit to proc, but still no significant strikes landing for quite a bit of time here. Just 2 ships passing in the night, checking.
Well, there's that one.
Is the back throw. That is the C4, and that is a game for Havoc. That is exactly what he wanted last game, and finally gets it here. Could have been a 2-0 in his favor if Ven hadn't so expertly pulled that cat out of the hat in game 1.
Honestly, I mean, you saw that Ven was trying to kind of, whenever they were close to each other was the most, I think, vital moments of that game, because we saw Ven throwing out those like short hop tomahawk kind of lightning kicks. He was really trying to switch up his timing, but you know, Havoc was not falling victim to it. And as I said before, when Havoc was closing that space, he ended up being able to close it at the right moment, getting that back throw on the C4, and that's why we're looking at a game 3 right now on Hollow Bastion.
And I feel like a lot of times I do not see Ven miss the strong spot on those kicks, so to see like 2 or 3 sour spots connect and really just speaks to this pro spacing that Havoc bringing out. He does not want to play the mid-range unwell, but also playing the close quarters, like you said in the little breakdown before the game. Playing the close quarters just so well.
I like how Havoc layered his offense to the point where he could do an unsafe option on shield and have the grenade actually get him out of there before facing any type of real punish from Ven. Okay, a little bit of shield pressure coming up from Ven while he's trying to recover. Double Nehru's love, Havoc not ready for it. God, look at all the pressure coming out on Havoc's shield. It looks like he's getting impatient. He wants to kind of do something, but Ven, he's just doing so well, holding down his space.
Nice perfect carry on the setup. It was a trap card activated.
Just Ven things. He will delete you with those lightning kicks, and it's so annoying. Trust me, I've been on the receiving end of that so many times that it's just like, but good stuff to Ven. Taking quite an early stock as well. I mean, only 80% of the game is nothing bad at all.
Why do I feel like Havoc doesn't have the DLC?
What, he doesn't play on Hollow Bastion?
I just feel like Snake comes with the game, so I don't need to buy all Fighter Pass 2.
Yeah, I feel like I've only seen him on Snake as well. This is the one and only right here.
It's the matchup check right here. Do you play
all reliable?
And Ven definitely loves his stage. The Sora in the pocket at all times. One of the only people I've seen take games off of those really top level players with Sora besides the May having some crazy success with the character.
All right, I mean, Havoc a full stock behind. Looking to open things up. That would have been C4 to neutral air, but I mean, just whiffing the Nair right there. And Ven kind of running away with this stock so far. The patience from Ven going to the other end of the stage. Really forcing Havoc to fight through this obstacle course.
You layer on so many of these very safe options that Zelda has in the kit. Seems like an insurmountable object that's placed in front of you, but Havoc doing so well traversing around it, eating a massive up air there though, being put against the vents, put against the ropes. Opportunity here for Ven to really start to run away with this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Havoc seems like he's getting a little too rambunctious about these punishes that he goes for. Because there was certain moments there where I feel like just a simple forward tilt or a dash attack would have been a great punish, but I definitely saw a bit of hesitation in those moments where punishes were necessary. And I mean, ultimately, that's just Ven playing his gameplay.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. Like I said, just all the layers of defense that Ven has around himself on that Zelda pick. Always has the soldier perfectly charged in those awkward, in-betweens. Like, is it going to go with the mid-range? Is it going to be the short charge? Is it going to be, if you're not super in tune with what and how long he's charging that, it's another mix-up. Then at that same time you're thinking about that, the Din's Fire is on you. He's already protecting himself with the Nehru's love.
Lots of
already
ways
just
to attack.
keeping things layered for you always having to stay on your toes.
Absolutely. So Ven will be taking that one and moving on in the winner's bracket. Things are not done for Havoc. We'll see how that goes. But